Hi, I'm Nancy Cavey, National ERISA and Individual Disability Attorney. Welcome to Winning Isn't Easy. Before we get started, I've got to give you a legal disclaimer. This podcast is not legal advice. The Florida bar tells me that I have to say this, but I will tell you, nothing will ever prevent me from giving you an easy to understand overview of the disability insurance world, the games that disability carriers play, and what you need to know to get the disability benefits you deserve. So off we go. Today, I'm going to be talking about nurse-centric short and long-term disability claims. Nurses are the backbone of the medical community, and they've been integral in combating the COVID-19 pandemic. Disability claims are highly scrutinized, and the same goes for disability claims of nurses. So let's take a look. First, I'm going to talk about a registered nurse with Cushing disease who was awarded LINA short-term disability benefits. Next, I'm going to talk about a nurse anesthetist who was self-treating their insomnia and unfortunately passed away. We'll talk about why that claim got denied for accidental death and dismemberment benefits. And lastly, I'm going to talk about how the general workplace standard of occupation and a medical trainer nurse disability policy doomed ultimately her disability insurance claim. Now, just because I'm talking about nurses doesn't mean that there isn't anything that you can learn. So listen up. Let's take a break first, though.
Have you been robbed of your peace of mind from your disability insurance carrier? You owe it to yourself to get a copy of Robbed of Your Peace of Mind, which provides you with everything you need to know about the long-term disability claim process. Request your free copy of the book at caveylaw.com today.
Welcome back to Winning Isn't Easy. You ready to get started? Let's talk about a registered nurse who had Cushing's disease and how ultimately she was awarded her LINA short-term disability benefits. Cushing's disease is a disorder that has the potential to cause debilitating symptoms. Those symptoms can include muscle pain, joint pain, headaches, vertigo, insomnia, brain fog, fatigue, and memory loss. And any of those can interfere with a nurse's ability to perform their occupational duties. In fact, it can result in the death of a patient. Let me give you an example of something that happened in a case involving a nurse by the name of Nurse Flores. She was responsible for providing collaborative and comprehensive care at St. Joseph's based on the patient's needs and the family needs. She provided patient assessments, treatment and care, and medication administration. That means that she had a physically and cognitively demanding occupation. Now, she stopped working in January of 2017 because she was experiencing symptoms of undiagnosed Cushing disease. She was out of work for at least 6 months and ultimately returned to employment at St. Joseph's in August of 2017, despite having these Cushing symptoms. She went back out of work a second time on January 28, 2018, and that was less than 6 months from her August 7, 2017 return to work date. Now, 6 months later, Flores got a call from Cigna, the disability carrier, asking if she was going to file a long-term disability claim. She said, "Hey, I want to go back to work. I'm a nurse. I want to take care of my patients." And Cigna closed her LTD file on July 21st, 2007. But unfortunately, the symptoms of Cushing disease caused Nurse Flores to stop working again on January 28, 2018. And subsequently, on July 30, 2018, she filed a claim for short-term disability benefits. So what did LINA do with Nurse Flores' short-term disability claim in view of the nature of her symptoms and the fact that she had had some attempts to go back to work? Well, as usual, LINA had the medical records reviewed by its liar-for-hire nurse consultants, and those nurse consultants cherry-picked and selectively reviewed her medical records. Of course, they determined that there was no functional impairment and they denied the claim. But Flores' treating PCP said, look, the symptoms that she has and had were consistent with Cushing's. And that's based on objective testing, which was ultimately corroborated by a neurosurgeon who had performed a craniotomy. A second LINA nurse rejected all these medical records. And ultimately, Flores said that's enough. And she filed a lawsuit. In the case of Flores versus Cigna, a federal judge in California took LINA to task for rejecting the more qualified attending physician statements who were board certified specialists, had treated and examined her, and who were all of the opinion that she was disabled based on the examination findings and their discussions with Nurse Flores. And the judge said, oh no, we're not going to allow this wrongful denial to stand. And the judge awarded short-term disability benefits, but denied the claim for long-term disability benefits. Why? Well, Nurse Flores actually hadn't even filed a claim for long-term disability benefits. And the judge said, look, your attorney gave you some bad advice when he told LINA that they were going to pursue the LTD benefits through litigation rather than file a claim. Now, that was a huge mistake because Nurse Flores lost her right to pursue her long-term disability benefits to age 65. Now, what should have been done is obviously file an appeal of the short-term disability denial, but Nurse Flores should have filed a claim for long-term disability benefits as a result of her Cushing's disease and exhausted her administrative remedies if the claim was denied. In other words, if Cigna had denied the long-term disability claim, she would have had to file an appeal. And if the appeal denial was upheld, only then could she file a lawsuit. She jumped the gun, and jumping the gun cost her a lot of money. You can see that you can make crucial mistakes, not only in a short-term and long-term disability claim, but those mistakes can deprive you of needed and well-deserved long-term disability benefits through the life of the claim. Obviously, you want to be consulting with an experienced ERISA disability attorney before you stop work if you get a short-term disability denial, and to learn more about what you need to do to file a long-term disability application to preserve your rights to those benefits. In our next segment, I'm going to talk about a nurse anesthetist who was self-treating their insomnia and unfortunately passed away. What happened when the family tried to file a claim for accidental death and dismemberment benefits? Let's take a break.